Hi everyone and welcome back. My name is Sophie Zhang and I bring to you only the best tips and tricks to help you win big in your next pageant journey. So the next topic I wanted to talk about today was the experiences as a pageant judge. In the past, I have been a pageant judge for quite a few different types of pageants, and I just wanted to go over the differences of what a judge does and then what the organizers really should be doing to find qualified judges. So I would just like to remind y'all that judges, their only job is to give scores according to what the organization's criterias are, right? So that is it. That should be the only thing that they really have to do. So for an organization, their job is they have to do a number of things. They have to do a lot more homework than what a judge should be doing. So the organizers really, it's their job to find out and discover what the scoring criteria is for the girls for each round, and break that down and explain that to the young women. And then also they need to list, find, and recruit qualified judges for pageant girls, in my opinion. Going back, yes, they develop the scoring criteria. They need to find fair, qualified judges. And then again, they need to make sure that the judge has everything they need to do their job on the pageant day. That includes whether it's laptop, pencil, paper, parking pass, pass into the pageant. They need all of that. Okay. That's the job of the organizers. The pageant judges, their only job is one, show up on time, check in. Two, be as fair and unbiased as possible. And then three, give scores accordingly to whatever criteria was made up by the organizers. Okay. That is their only job. Okay. So it's very black and white. They should not be intermingling with each other. It shouldn't be a complex system. I know in general, this is what is done in mainstream pageants. I know that not every pageant is the same and everybody can run their pageant differently. But what I have seen that works and is the fairest, in my opinion, is that when organizers are finding judges, they need to think about as many possible judges as possible, right? And then they will filter them based on which judges are available for that day, right? So that, they filter them. They, oh yes, this person can't make it. Oh, that person's busy that day. They can't commit, right? And so from there, you get a shorter list. And then from that list, you will narrow down, okay, well, we really, we need 10 judges, or we really just need 4 or 5, right? And then you'll really narrow them down. And from that point, you really literally, like maybe a week out, you will give those judges first and last names and a photo of all the contestants. And you're going based off of the honor system. And you're going to say, hey, judge, thank you so much for committing. We are just going through the final evaluation. And it's basically just checking, do you have any kind of affiliation, or are you related in any way to any of these particular women, right? If the judge says, yes, I happen to relate, I did not know that she was going to be a judge, or that she was going to be in the pageant, again, you would at that time remove that judge and then find a backup judge for that person. Okay. That's the best bet. And then literally 2 to 3 days before the pageant, once that judge list is done, you would, on the flip side, go to the contestants with first and last name of the judges and say, hey, beautiful women, doing a final evaluation. Can you please tell me if you guys are related or affiliated with these people that are listed here? These are our final judges, and we just want to make sure that it's fair for everyone and you are not affiliated, you are not related to them in any way. Again, going off the honor system, right? These young women, they will be yes, no, maybe so, I don't know. If they say yes to any of those judges, that's when you remove that judge and again, you replace it, right? Replace those judge. You just go back and say, hey, thank you. It looks like there is, somebody knows you. And so we're just, we're just doing our process. And of course, these are professional. These judges should be people that are at a professional capacity. They have professional careers. They're not waiting around to be asked to be a judge. Okay. They have professional careers. They are husbands, wives. They are mothers. They are grandmothers. They are responsible adults, right? And so being the responsible adult that they are, they're not going to make it hard. Okay. They are just not going to make it hard, period. Because they're professionals. They have other things going on in their lives and they understand that process. If you explain it to them thoroughly in the beginning, they will accept it. Okay. It's nothing. It's no harm done. So going on from there, that's the best bet of how you can make it as an organizer, how you can make it as fair as possible between the judges and the girls and all that other weird, icky stuff in between, right? So anything that is, in my opinion, anything that is less than that is just the organizer being lazy. Because I've seen it. Like, I've seen organizers just like randomly, they didn't do their homework and they randomly just pulled some guy off the street to do the pageant judging because they, something happened to the other judge. They didn't have a backup plan. They just pulled somebody off the street. I've seen that happen. It's it happens. Okay. It very, very much happens. And it just gives you this icky feeling as a pageant girl, as a supporter of pageant girls, as a pageant coach, even somebody in the audience. Like whenever you hear that, oh yeah, they had to replace the judge last minute because of something and they just grabbed somebody random. Like that just gives me an icky feeling in my gut. Like I just don't feel good. I don't care if they're like the fairest person of them all. Like it just gives me a weird taste in my mouth, like a feeling in my gut. And it doesn't give girls a lot of security when you have them feeling that way, in my opinion. Well, I hope that was helpful. Some comments and advice from a former pageant judge that, and my experiences with pageants and how they filtered pageant judges in the past. And hopefully that gives y'all a little bit of insight between inside the roles of what a pageant judge really does. And then stop with the myths that, judges are just going to kind of be related to some of the girls. It's just a shot in the dark. No, it really is not a shot in the dark. And there really is a formal process to getting quality judges. Okay, so do not lose faith and hope, ladies. Do not let pageant organizers sell you on the idea that, we're all related somehow, right? So don't buy it. Okay, there's a formal process that's been done over and over and over before. Please speak up if you feel like there's something iffy going on. Please talk to your organizers. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. Okay, I taught in one of my other videos. I mentioned your support team and the people that'll speak up to you, especially if you feel like something weird is going on. Please speak up. It never hurts. It never hurts to speak up and speak your mind and ask politely, hey, what's going on, because only you and your team members can advocate for yourself. So don't be afraid to just ask, simply ask about their process and what that looks like. But the last little bit I have for you guys is story time. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick story about a story. A story that is very unfortunate, that is true, that I wish I didn't know. Okay. I wish I didn't know, because now it's just like, you can't take back things that you know. That's what it is. And I think my life would have been happier if I didn't know about it. But I happen to know about it, and now I'm just going to share with y'all because it happens. Okay. And everybody just lives, and they just learn, and they just grow, and they just move on. And you just pray for those organizations. You just pray for those organizers that they will just do better. They'll just grow from it and do better. But this is just a story that I'm just going to share with y'all. But basically, and it's something for all of us to learn from. We should not hide from our stories and our scars. We need to learn and grow from them. Most certainly. All right, on to the story. There was a pageant, and the organizers were very, very hush hush about their processes, of how they're finding judges. And then, but the only thing that they told girls was that, oh yeah, some of those judges may have very familiar faces. You may recognize them, you may not. And then on the day of the pageant, one of the judges was a direct relative of one of the pageant coaches. What the hell, man? And everybody was in a hoopla. It was just so bad. Everybody was in a hoopla. Everybody was upset. And they were a direct sibling of one of the pageant coaches. And it took hours and hours of complaining for them to do something about it. And at the end of the day, they didn't even bother to remove that judge's scores. They just didn't. Again, it just looks like lazy work. It looks like lazy work to me. Because, again, in my opinion, it comes down to the idea that every young woman works her tail off to be there. Every young woman works her heart out to be there. Okay? I don't believe for a second that any young woman would put herself in such a vulnerable position to be on a stage and purposely judged by thousands of people just so that they can be humiliated because the judges were already decided by God, who knows what, And so at the end of the day, I felt for those women that worked so hard and just their dreams crushed, It just, again, I don't care if they're the most righteous person on earth. Why would you do that? Even if it was true or not true, whatever stories you're telling people, that's just lazy work. It's just lazy work. This was not a happy story. Sorry, y'all. This was not a happy story. I wish I could give you guys a happy story, but again, sometimes there are the hard stories to listen to so that we can all learn from it. So I really, really pray and hope that organizers get better at this. It's not that hard. And that I hope that young women don't have to go through it like this again, because it was really bad and it was not good. Again, every year it seems to be the same situations over and over and over again with this particular organization. And they got to do better. They got to do better, or something's going to happen. They're not going to be a part of it, and they're not going to like it, in my opinion, because I believe in the will of the people, and eventually people will just voice their opinions and something will change for the better. I really, really believe it. But I have faith in better organizers, better organization in the future. I have a lot of faith. And I know that it will take work, obviously, but if it's truly for the benefit of these young women who want the chance to grow and put their best foot forward, then lead with that. And stop leading with laziness and just, cutting corners. Like, it's just not doing anybody any favors. So yes, young women going into pageants, I want y'all to be aware. I want y'all to be smart. I want y'all to ask the tough questions, because sometimes it is rigged. Sometimes the pageants are rigged. Way ahead of the game. Way ahead before the pageant even starts. Okay? So it wasn't it wasn't a light ending, but hopefully you can learn from it. And if you did, you are smarter for it, you're better for it, then that's worth it. All right? It was a little heavy. Y'all go and take a breather. I'm going to definitely go take a breather. Might need some therapy. I know. I can't help it. I have to crack a joke. Anyways, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I totally appreciate y'all being here and following me. Again, please ask any comments y'all want. Any topics y'all want me to touch on, I will be glad to do it. And if you like the content I share, please like, subscribe, and share it. Share the love, share the knowledge, and I would be really, really grateful. So again, I'll see you guys until next time. Bye.